Hello, hello. This is JJ DiGeronimo from Together We Seek. And as many of you know, we host a monthly call where the podcast guests join us to share all of their great activities, events, retreats, courses, and things that they're getting going on their side so that you can jump into some of their activities. Most of the activities are listed on togetherweseek.online. You will find a retreat section, an event section. You can go in there and find the links and schedule the time and meet these amazing practitioners. Their links are also below their website, so hopefully you'll find the time to reach out to them. I have two great announcements. We are starting an event series with Together We Seek where practitioners are not just talking about what they do, but they're showing you what they do. And our second event is April 2nd with Cassandra. She is a galactic channeler, and I have 5 seats that are available. So if you are interested in participating in this event, it is my give back to you and to showcase some of the amazing practitioners. It is April 21st, Thursday, April 21st. It is at noon. So if any of you on the call are interested, it is an amazing experience. Awilda was on with me last time, and she will give you a private sort of reading per se. If you have a question, she'll give you some details. She's an amazing galactic channeler, very similar to Esther Hicks or even some of the ones that you're seeing on YouTube. She is fantastic. So if any of you are interested in joining me, it is a great hour. She is delightful, and I will put her information in the chat so that you can check her out. So with that, I hope for all of you to enjoy who is going to be sharing these events ahead. All of the events will be posted in togetherweseek.online to make it easy. And then I also put those in my newsletter for my community to find too. So the ones I shared last week was a Wilda's event in Jamaica, Lori's event in Cleveland next weekend. I also shared Donna Bond's event. She's doing an event in California. And then also John and Michael are doing an event in Pennsylvania at the end of October. So I'm definitely continuing the reach, and hopefully that you guys will help to enjoy and spread the word as well. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Katherine.
Hi, Katherine Ebacher. I own a business called Listen to the Body Talk, and it is exactly that. We listen through muscle checking, and muscle checking is actually a communication with the heart. So the heart is activating the muscles as its great little lie detector that it is, or truth detector, as the case may be. So we get a yes or a no response to a very detailed map of your body, a very detailed map of our environment, and a very detailed map of even down to the level of our own DNA, which is really very cool. I bring in the gene keys for the DNA work. I bring in body talk for the macro, including your body and back and forth to your environment, in your home, in your family dynamics, and in the world at large. And even as far as the planets are concerned, we get so influenced by the tides, our water inside our body, by the moons themselves, or by the moon. There's one. And so we have that planetary influence as well. I am doing a course right now called Mind Body Maps, and it's intended to teach some of this connection between our genetics and our environment all the way to that extent. I'm in the middle of the class now. I'm starting class 7 of 12, and it is a year-long course just so you can absorb the material. There's so much there and so much to practice that it is transformative as far as what you're learning and what you can implement in both your life as well as your evolution, as well as with your clients and back and forth. So I'll stop there with my sharing, and I really appreciate the opportunity to communicate what I'm doing with you.
Hi, I'm Reese Spivey, and I am the owner of Energy Girl LLC. And as JJ indicated, I am hosting an event on April 19th called Stepping Into Your Light. And we are going to embrace both the shadow and the light. And what I've found is that for myself, I was really good at recreating myself and boosting my shadow, but I wasn't really in touch with my light. And so the last couple years, I've really been very mindful about connecting to my light and seeing how to best balance the shadow with the light. And so we're going to bring this event. It's a 4-hour event in Northeast Ohio. Do some yoga nidra. I'm going to do some Akashic clearing as well. So it'll be a great event. Also, I just wanted to mention I have a good friend who is a death doula who is going to be hosting a Laboring Out conference in Cleveland in October. And as an energy practitioner, I partner with her for palliative care for end of life. If there's anybody else that would resonate with, that they might want to be a vendor for this event, I'm going to post my email in the comments right now so that you can connect with me and I can provide you information.
Hello, everyone. I'm Donna Bond. I'm a spiritual psychology life coach, a soul catalyst, and a guide for the gene keys. I hold a master's in spiritual psychology with an emphasis in consciousness, health, and healing. And as JJ mentioned, I have a retreat coming up. It's May 2nd and 3rd in San Diego. And this is not for the beginner. It's called The Healing Power of Projections. And we're going to go deep into some self-responsibility and really working your process, as we like to say in spiritual psychology. So the whole idea is owning our triggers and really working with the things that are being mirrored back to us that are activating us inside, identifying the root cause of that emotional disturbance, and then using spirit as the loving balm of healing to transform and dissolve that heavier, lower dense energy frequency that has been crystallized as pain and grief. So it's going to be a very powerful weekend. It's small and intimate. There's just a total of 6 participants. I have 1 seat left. And the information is on JJ's website, and you can go to donnabond.com and go to California Retreats and find your way there as well. I also want to talk just a little bit about mining treasures from the trove. I'm a guide for the Gene Keys, and this is in parallel, in conjunction with the Sage's Golden Path Retreat that is currently unfolding. So from June to November, we're going to go into what's called the Venus sequence, which is all about relationships, and it's all about our childhood wounding. So we're going to use the gene key hologenetic profile, which gives us a very detailed and specific lens on the shadow archetypes that our soul has chosen to work with in this lifetime. And through the intersection of the gene keys and spiritual psychology, I'm going to guide everybody through almost like a meditation where they're going to surface some of the childhood experiences that activated or enlivened these shadow archetypes and how they show up in our life today, sabotaging our dreams. We don't want to exile them and we don't want to make them wrong, but as we learn to love them and work with them and relate to them in a different way, we excavate really our gold. So the program again is called Mining Treasures from the Trove. You can go to miningtreasuresfromthetrove.com and you can read all about that. Thanks so much. It's really my honor to be here. JJ, thank you so much for doing this. I know my dates haven't aligned here in a while, but I'm happy to be here today. It's lovely to be with everyone. And shout out for Katherine. Sorry, well, I still have the mic. Because I'm in Katherine's year-long program right now, and she is just an exquisite wealth of information, and she is illuminating so many connective tissues on so many things, which is really amazing. So I highly recommend for 2027 if that's in the cards for you.
Hello, everyone. It's so great to be here. It just makes my soul feel great to be with so many like-minded people. My name is Heather Sherrill. I own a business called Serene Intentions LLC. Um, Serene Intentions is more of I like to think of it as sort of like bringing people off the sidewalk into our world. Um, I'm also a hairdresser, and I have done that for 33 years, and I stay in the beauty shop because every day I touch somebody in a way that I would not touch them through our soul businesses, right? Like many people aren't where we all are, but they trust me because I do their hair, as most of you know. You trust your hairdresser, and so I get to plant seeds and help people every single day in a way that I wouldn't otherwise. Um, I also am in the process of writing a book, but something is shifting. So I hold meditations on Tuesday night. I'm starting my park meditations in the summers in northeastern Ohio, which is monthly. But there's something shifting, as you said when we got on here, JJ, about the energy shifting. Like I can just feel the shift. So I'm kind of just riding the wave. Um, I host a retreat every year in August, which JJ was lovely enough to be with us last year. It's going to look different this year. I don't know what that means. I still am waiting. It's the first weekend of August because I'm waiting for them to tell me what it's going to look like and what it's going to do. But it would be the 5th year, I think. I'm still going to do it. I'm just not quite sure what it looks like. But as the time goes on, I will have more answers for all of you. So that's a very short version of me. It's just an honor to be here. Blessings to all of you. And thank you for the amazing work that you all do in the world.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you, JJ, for putting this together. I'm Carol Walkner. My company is called the Power and Light Company. And somebody asked me, did I work for Duke Energy? No, I don't. It's totally different energy. I thought that was funny. Uh, I'm a refugee from corporate America. I was there for 38 years. And when I retired, I did what I was skilled and gifted to do. I'm a Reiki master, psychic medium, medical intuitive. And I work with people, mostly women, to give clarity and direction in their life and their business. Also have a life chrysalis program to help women break out of old patterns, stuck places, to allow them to fly free as they own their own radiant sovereign selves. And I'm so excited. I get to make an impact on people every single day. I've also studied Chinese medicine back in the 80s, and I've always been interested in that philosophy. And the Chinese astrology calendar is the fire horse this year. And it's very, very relevant for who we are and what we're going through. And I offer a fire horse master class the first Wednesday of every month online, and it's 7 o'clock Eastern time. And we have very impactful experiential exercises, a meditation. I do an energy healing on the group in online, and there's lots of sharing and a lot of just being in community in a very deep way. And the whole idea is to bring out the attributes of this fire horse. So it's freedom, intuition, passion, radiance, sovereignty, just all the different traits. So each month we go through a different trait and embody, literally embody that trait. And so next month is May, right? And it will be on radiance and bringing up our own radiance. And my website is carolwalkner.com if you want to know more about it. If you would like to know more about each of the monthly Firehorse offerings, please send me your email and I'll put you on my list. And I'm delighted to be here. One other thing, when I was 69, I blew up my life, changed everything, wrote a book and created the best life. And I turned 81 this year and I blew it up again and moved from Cincinnati to Long Beach, California. And I just did that 2 weeks ago. So here I am with near my son and grandchildren, and 72 and sunny every day, and having a blast and still working, and just way delighted to be connected to everybody. And so if you want to know how to blow up your life, I'm the expert. Call me. Thank you.
Follow you, Carol. My name's Judy Honorato, and I'm up in Canada, just outside of Toronto. And I too love Chinese astrology. I work with Chinese astrology and other schools of metaphysics, as well as Western astrology and numerology, and using them as tools to be able to bring to light what we can't see, but often we sense. A lot of the time we find ourselves as entrepreneurs and healers and guides with that battle between what's showing up on the outside and what what we know to be true on the inside. And I love using these tools to be able to see our timing, to see the support that we have that we maybe intuitively know, but on those challenging days find it hard to believe. And definitely love working with the timing aspect, to be able to look ahead, to know that you're on the right track, to be able to have a greater sense of when time is opening for specific activities, and also about moving into your own rhythm. I've created a program called Focus and Flow, which uses numerology. So it just brings us back into our own natural timing. So the days that we're working, we're getting the output that is in alignment with us, as opposed to the pushing. And the other part of the work that I do is that whole piece of, most of us know the value of a practice. And so that practice of bringing these pieces that on the surface, a lot of people are doing the early stages of it, but don't recognize the value of the practice of when you're working with the new moon every month, of how that brings you forward, how it brings you into more receptivity, how it brings you into more self-value and understanding and grace. So that's the essence of the work that I do. I have a soul vision a soul vision retreat for a day. It's in King City, which is a lovely country spot. And the soul vision is just that. It's a day to create a canvas, but it's coming from what comes to light, as opposed to, the traditional vision board of, I want a car and I want this and I want that, and let's put it on a board. It's the total opposite extreme to that. So that's coming up May 14th. So thank you. And thanks, JJ, for hosting, and this wonderful group that we have here.
Well, that's very polite of you and very Canadian of you. And that's why I wanted to hop on after Judy, because hi, Judy, another Canadian in the group. I'm on the west coast of Canada in a beautiful city called Victoria in British Columbia. And I have the privilege to be right next to the ocean, and the forest is a 10-minute drive away. I have a lot to share in a short period of time, so I'm going to refer to my notes. It's been a while since I've been here. JJ, thank you for holding this space for all of us. So I own 3 different companies under which I do many different things. I'm a Gemini, busy mind in many places. Megan Edge Healing is the company where I do my healing work, and that's one-on-one healing sessions for people who are healing from trauma, for life purpose, for grief, or whatever it is that brings them through my door. And that's in person or online. Under Megan Edge Healing, I also teach my certification programs, which is the Confident Healer, a 1-year program for women healers, as well as intuitive energy massage, which is the energy healing modality that I've created. I also do a lot of workshops, public speaking. I'm a podcast guest on multiple podcast platforms to get my message out. And the main message that I have is that I help people to connect with their inner knowing, their personal power, through their use of intuitive tools. So that includes oracle cards, and I'm the author of this deck of oracle cards called The Heart's Journey, and tarot cards, as well as rune stones, as well as pendulum, and most importantly, recognizing our own body's wisdom. And as one of the previous beautiful women was talking about, that body wisdom, and reminding people of how important that connection is with their body. And I do that through my mind, body, and soul work. That's what my healers are graduate as mind, body, and soul healers. The body is our temple. It's what takes us through this life. And so the way that we care for it is so important. So I teach people about nature as medicine, food as medicine, plant medicines, essential oils, all the different ways that we can support this beautiful physical body. I have another company that's called Beyond the Garden Gate Botanicals, and that's where I help people to connect with nature, and I also teach them how to work with nature as medicine. And I have a whole series of products that I've created through nature, all wildcrafted, ethically foraged. You can find that on my Etsy store, which is Megan Edge Botanicals, and I ship worldwide. I also help people in their homes. I have another business called Holistic Home Care, and I go into people's homes and I help them stay in their homes, excuse me, and I look at the way in which they're living in their homes. And through that company, I also advocate for my clients in our medical system, especially around prescription medications, and help them to have health sovereignty and health empowerment. And in that work, I also work with end of life. And there was somebody else in the group who was talking about that importance of the end of life transition. So I help people work through MAID, which is Canada's Medical Assistance in Dying program, and understanding that process, as well as helping people with natural deaths. I'm just about to relaunch my radio show on Transformation Talk Radio, which is called Playing on the Edge Radio, Radical Change with Ease. And our first show is coming up at the end of April, I think, or beginning of May. And it's called Home is Where the Heart Is. And we'll be looking at what we think of as home, what it feels like to be soul homeless, the epidemic of loneliness. We'll be talking about a lot of different things in that first episode, and I will be providing people with exercises, visualizations, and different practices that they can work with to help them connect back to their own soul, which is, of course, our first and foremost home. And I think that's everything for right now. Thank you.
My name is Ellen, and JJ, I haven't been here in a while, so I just wanted to say thank you for reaching out. You got me out of my little cocoon. So I'm the creator of the Quantum Enlightenment System and the Sovereign Soul Temple. I'm actually in the middle of rebranding now to a nonprofit online temple. I've been in a cocoon for a couple of years after my husband's passing and in my own transformation. And in that time, I have gathered so much information through all the channelings that I've been doing and the downloads I've been receiving. And I'm right now, I think I'm ready to come back out. So I help growth-oriented leaders, healers, and spiritually curious seekers who feel stuck despite years of healing work finally experience real sustainable transformation. And that's one of the things that I try to teach people, that what I do is on a cellular level, and it's been beyond me, because I know JJ knows my story, but I don't know if anybody else has. But sorry, I just got a text. I received a massive download, which was the Quantum Enlightenment System. And for many, many years, I have been just testing it out on people to see what transformations it has been providing. And it's beyond me because it's taught me so much. And so now that I'm in this amazing new space and creating this beautiful online temple, I'm going to be sharing all of the crazy downloads about where we came from, how it started, what caused the reincarnation loop. The life lessons that I teach is still very, very important. I teach about 7 major life lessons, which is part of the program. And I actually have something coming up soon, which is the manifestation trap workshop. I've been in that trap. So I'm known for challenging surface level manifestation teachings and revealing the deeper structural mechanics behind lasting transformation. And so far with the quantum enlightenment system, my work has helped leaders, healers, and seekers identify their hidden patterns, shaping their reality, and reclaim their power and authority over their lives. And I've seen such great shifts in just that. And I can't wait to provide additional shifts now that I've received all this beautiful information that I'll be sharing in the online temple. So just for now, I mean, the temple is up, but not fully prepared, not fully ready. We're still in the final stages of, finishing the community and everything. So it's sovereigntemple.org. And I can share more information. I think this is what, every week, JJ?
Oh, once a month, second Friday of the month.
Oh, second Friday. Okay. So then the manifestation trap is actually before. Oh yeah, it's going to be before. It's going to be May 7th. I'm in Florida, so the time here is different. It's going to be 2:00 Eastern Standard Time.
Hi, everyone. I'm Awilda Ola. I'm still trying to figure out my introduction, but been doing healing work basically my whole life. Starting to come out a little bit more with more vibration healing. I can hear tone as well as being a medium. Things do come through. So I really have been using the tuning forks probably for the last 20 years and just moved over into adding a gong and the crystal bowls. So soon, April 21st, it's a Tuesday here near Cleveland, Ohio, I will be doing a restorative but reigniting, going with the new moon of Aries sound bath. So it's going to be full immersive. I have a crystal triangle I've used for many, many years, as well as my Native American drum, which I think I will be buried with that thing. But I love it so much. But so just full immersive sound bath. But I also have, after that is my retreat in Jamaica, which is a full embodied elemental retreat. So we will be calling on all 5 ethers, if you will, of the elements to help us heal and to step through and activate. And when I went to JJ's retreat in Jamaica in October, there was this whole activation download that I received, and they keep telling me now for the last few weeks that it's going to be a halo activation. I don't know what that means yet. I have a lot of notes and a lot of things that I've just been scribbling down, but I feel like it's going to launch in the fall. So that'll be my next my next piece of life. So thank you. Thank you for listening.
Caroline, and I'm happy to join this week. I know I haven't been on for the past couple months, but so I founded the business called Personality Explained, and that helps individuals understand their astrological birth charts and just better understand their personalities. I do feel like it's the original personality blueprint. This knowledge is suppressed. And it is my mission for more people to learn about it. So I'm working on a few tools to help people do that at a low cost, because I feel like sometimes also to get a reading, like people will spend over 100 to get their hair done, right? But they're not gonna do it to find out about their personality. So I'm trying to figure out another way to get this information to folks. And so that's coming soon. There's definitely a lot of energies at play right now in April, where I've had a lot of ideas percolating. So more to come on that on the next call. I can share when that all has launched. I have launched also tools for parents to understand their children better. But my passion really is around karma and karmic relationships. I myself went on, a twin flame journey, whether or not that is a real thing or not, but certainly experienced all of those strong pulls toward a person, which led me to this path. So So that is what I've been working on. And I do want to share that I'm going to be in a book. I have a chapter coming out. It launches May 15th, and it's called Shades of Scars, where it's an anthology of women who have gone through trials in their life. I write about my divorce and just my 9-year journey to learning more about myself and accepting myself, and attracting more of a worthy masculine into my life, which is still kind of in progress. But yes, so relationships are my passion. I love the astrological part of it because we all have these blueprints, and if we all knew more about it, we would struggle a lot less in our relationships. So I can put the link for the book. It's on pre-order right now. You can just get it on Kindle, but it's a great anthology of women's resilience, and it took a lot also for me to like even articulate my story, but I kept it pretty. It's not even like that juicy, but who knows? Maybe if some people I know will read it. I have a few little eggs in there. But anywho, it's very nice to meet all of you, and I'm so happy to be a part of this group. Yeah, I love attending these calls every month.
Thank you so much, and congratulations. And congratulations to everybody. I mean, just the content is so good, and to know that we are all out there, and there's hundreds and probably millions of us out there, but the fact that we all found each other is so powerful. So I really love having these discussions and sharing each of your work with all of us. And I love how, I believe Donna and Katherine worked together because of one of these calls. I'm thinking. Yes, she's nodding. Yes. So I feel like I always thought when I started Together We Seek, it was going to be for the business women that were in my network looking for different spiritual practitioners and mystics and ancient healing. But actually what I've found over the last 18 months of hosting this is it's actually all of us working with one another, creating together and building these relationships that make us feel like we are part of something bigger on the planet, although we all know we're part of something bigger in the universe. So I'm so excited we all joined. And if you want to post your events in Together We Seek, I do share them and I do direct people to them because people ask me on a regular basis what retreats, what practitioners, and that's really why I created the community Together We Seek. So I had one place for people to go in and find the people that I'm working with rather than 65 separate texts. So I love that you're all in there. So with that, I'm going to turn off the recording